Welcome back, I'm Ryan from Blue Gaming, and today I'm going to take a look at a free-to-play Battle Royale game called Last Man Standing. This was requested by a viewer named HenryIsOp, and let's get right into this. Now, starting out, you're going to realize that this game is very similar to PUBG and H1Z1, and it takes aspects from both of those games and tries to put them together into one. I will mostly be focusing on comparisons to PUBG, as I've played that much more than I have played H1Z1, so I will know the comparisons a bit better, and that's what I'll be comparing it to. Let's get right into how a normal game goes. So starting off, you get put in just a random spot on the map. There's no choosing in any way, shape, or form. You don't even fall in. You just spawn on the ground next to some buildings usually, and you go in, you find guns, ammo, shields, which I'll get into here in a bit, and surprisingly not backpacks, as I have not found a single backpack and I've not seen anybody with a backpack. You just have adequate inventory space in the beginning, and then you just try to stay inside the circle and kill anybody that you come across. Pretty simple. It's exactly what you would expect from PUBG and H1Z1. It's actually quite decent in that respect. As a normal game, you will pretty much know how a normal game is going to go without even playing this game. Now let's get into some of the differences that it has from PUBG and H1Z1. The first one, the most noticeable one, being the shield. The shield is just a actual shield. You can equip it with whatever button you have it attached to, and from there, whenever you're running around and get shot at, you can actually just put a shield down and hide behind a shield no matter where you are. You would think that you could just get shot off and kill somebody before they put up a shield, but this game also has armor that you have to shoot through first before you can hit somebody's health. So it makes people able to take a lot more hits than in H1Z1 or PUBG, and so it gives people time to actually put shields, and people can heal behind shields, and it ends up making a few of these gunfights just last a lot longer than in other games, where you can still have those pretty quick kills where you just catch somebody completely off guard and shoot through them. But these long-range fights really take a different dynamic, with you being able to put up shields in different locations, and you actually run across a ton of shields. In the first little compound that I raided in my first game ever, I found 7 shields. And you can find, the most basic one is a wooden shield, then you can find metal shields and more upgraded shields. And depending on what the shield's made out of, it can take more hits. And I really don't like this mechanic, as I find it to be a bit too cheap for a game like this. Another big difference that you will find in this game and the other ones is that, from what I can tell, this game doesn't have weapon attachments, which weapon attachments really help with those longer range engagements. So that's just kind of a nitpick. It's really not needed, as I found that most fights that you get into are not really that long range. The maps don't really, or the single map doesn't really lend itself too well to long-range fights, so being able to get into those long-range fights is not that big of a concern or that big of something that you have to worry about. The next thing that you're going to find pretty quickly that there's a big difference is the zone in this game, or being outside the safe zone, where you would normally take some chip damage in the other games. In this one, being outside the zone is almost guaranteed death. You will die within a few seconds, if not instantly. I thankfully have never been caught outside the zone, as the zone in this game is quite generous, but I think it's generous because of how quickly it kills you. And it's not a smooth moving zone either. It will jump forward a couple meters each time that it moves forward, and then it'll stop, and then you won't actually find out where the new safe zone is until about 20 or 30 seconds after the zone has moved to its new location, and then you'll find out where it is, and then you have to run within about a minute to get to the new safe zone. And I actually kind of like this because it doesn't allow people to just ride the edge of the zone and get kills while being outside the zone. So when you're just with your back up against the wall, you don't actually have to worry about someone just crawling up behind you and shooting you. Although I don't exactly like that it conceals where the safe zone is for such a long time, as you could start traveling to where you think it's going to be, and then it ends up popping up on a different part of the map. Now, thankfully, this map is very, very small, or not very small, but it's definitely smaller than PUBG and H1Z1, and it really almost always goes towards the center of the map is where the safe zone is. I don't know if it's the same every single time, as I didn't think to check while I was playing, but it does go, it feels like it goes to the same place every single time. The next big issue that I have with this game is the lobby wait times. Now, what happens in a typical lobby is you join, you wait for the 75 people to join, or 74 other people besides you to join, and then it starts a 3-minute countdown before you actually get to play into the game. That should not be anywhere near that long. To give you a bit of comparison, in PUBG the countdown is a minute, and in H1Z1 the countdown is also a minute. There's no reason why the countdown in this game should be 3 minutes. That is absolutely ridiculous. And speaking of waiting for other people, Toaster and I tried to go into the duo section of this game, and we waited 10 minutes and didn't see a single other person join or even attempt to join the lobby. It was completely dead. And on squad, it was the same way. The only place where we could find other players was in solo, and teaming in solo can get you a ban, as it says, during the entire lobby section. It has just this banner up at the top that says teaming in solo queue equals ban. And that's kind of ridiculous that there's so few people actually playing this. I know that that's not a fault of the game. I just kind of wish that it was somewhat easier to find games where you're playing as a team. But once again, I know that that is not the fault of the game. And if the game just stopped there, I would have no problem recommending this game for someone that's waiting or saving up money to buy PUBG or H1Z1, although I don't really recommend it. But then the game went a bit farther and introduced something called boosts. Now, when you finish games, you are given boost crates, which give you 1 of 6 random boosts. Those boosts happen to be 2 times XP, ammo crates that you can place down anywhere, health crates that you can place down anywhere, anti-personnel landmines, something to do with the drop crates that they have in the game. I don't actually know much about that one. And a large arcing shield. Now, you choose these boosts at the beginning of a game. You can only have one active at a time. You choose which one you want to have active. And in that game, you can go in and get either 2 times XP, which lets you get cosmetics and stuff. An ammo crate that you can put down so that you don't have to go looking around for ammo, a health crate that you can place down anywhere so that you don't have to go looking for healing supplies, or in the middle of a firefight you can just heal up, anti-personnel landmines that are almost an insta-kill, something to do with the crate, like I said, I don't know much about it, or an arc shield that is 3 times as wide as the regular shields that you can find in the game. and has better defenses than any shield that you can pick up in the game. And on top of that, because with all random crates in games, you can buy these crates for real, actual money. And that just kind of pushes this a bit over the edge. Mostly because everywhere that I look, high level play of this game essentially requires you and a friend, or just you, to go in this game with a specific strategy utilizing these boosts. And because you can buy these boosts with actual money, that kind of pushes it a bit over the edge. Thankfully, though, if you're just playing this game casually, you don't really have to worry about boosts. In my short time playing, I was given 11 boost crates, giving me at least one of each, thankfully, except for the one with the crates that I still have no idea about. Now, with all that taking into account, my final thoughts on this game are that it is still worth playing if you don't have the money for PUBG. I don't recommend picking up H1Z1 ever, so please don't save your money for that. If you're saving up to buy PUBG, or you just want to try a Battle Royale experience because you want to know if you will like it or not, then this game is definitely something that I recommend trying. I recommend this game over H1Z1. Even if you're wanting to buy H1Z1, I recommend this game over that. Just don't put your money into this game. With the boost system, and they have this starting pack that gives you a ton of boosts that you can spend $20 on. The currency, or the business model around this game, is just completely jacked. You can also buy cosmetics, but I don't recommend that either. Just, if you're going to play this game, don't spend any money on it. And I do actually recommend that you play this game if you don't have access to PUBG. So, that's going to be it for this. This has been my review of Last Man Standing. My next video will be another review. I have several games that I'm currently playing through, so I don't know which game I will do a review of next. And as always, I'm Ryan from Bluewood Gaming. I'll see you guys in next one.